So the hunt for Wolverine is finally over. I have a few issues with how it ended. The first off being that you have 18 books that each cost $5.50 Canadian minimum. So I spent $100 goddamn dollars here and wasn't really pleased with the outcome. However, I bought it, so let's talk about it. So, it first got announced, the hunt for Wolverine. The death of Wolvie in Marvel was one of the things that kind of got me to give up on comic books. I had no access to a store, it was getting hard to get things, and they killed off my favorite heroes. Like, you know what, I'm just going to pass on comics for a while. Then they announced he's coming back. The hunt for Wolverine. They find out he's not there. Kitty puts together a bunch of teams. Of these teams, we have Daredevil's group in Weapon Lost. We have Tony Stark's group in Adamantium Agenda. We have Kitty's own group in Mr. Madripoor, and the completely disconnected from all of them, Claws of a Killer. Out of all of these, Weapon Lost was my favorite because the specific brand of whatever's wrong with me means that I like procedural cop shows, and I really liked the way they were tracking stuff down in this one. This seemed like a continuation of a New Avengers book. I bought New Avengers. I kind of enjoyed New Avengers. It wasn't bad. Had a few problems with it. Mystery of Madripoor, I could barely tell what was going on, mostly because of the artwork. And speaking of artwork, Claws of a Killer looks like a big fat muddy mess with a character I don't like and two characters that makes no sense that they're here. But hey. Now the problem was that in each one of these, you're supposed to get a little bit of the story. And I don't think that was played out very well. The idea behind making a good mystery and something you have to read, especially in comic book form, is that the reader should be able to figure out what the big mystery is about a page or so before they're given the answer, like before the characters find out. The problem is, in none of these do you ever actually get that. We get a side trip to Canada, a visit by Albert, the robot version of Wolvie who's looking for LCD. We have a conspiracy by Mr. Sinister, who's supposed to be more concerned with Cyclops than the rest of the Summer's kin. A kind of confusing mess with the ex-babes that really only resulted in Betsy getting her regular body back, and a bad revenge bit by three characters that shouldn't be working together in the first place, that all come together in dead ends. Now, the thing is, we get this little bit in dead ends that Kitty's got them all, and I want to talk about this. Let's go closely at this page. I'm spurged about this on Twitter. 5'11", 6'1", 5'6". I am 5'6", and when I talk to someone who's 5'11", I'm pretty much staring at their navel. Someone needs to be paying attention to this stuff. The artwork's best out of the best out of the bunch. It's good. It's good. I like the artwork in it. And we get, they kind of, they figured out what the conspiracy is, right? So we have Sinister's DNA thing. And we have, that's the Weapon Lost one, that for some reason, he was in Saskatchewan. No one goes to Saskatchewan. I live 45 minutes from Saskatchewan. I don't go to Saskatchewan. Wolvie has no reason to go to Saskatchewan. Claws of a Killer with the town full of zombies. And did I miss a page? Nope, because they're just that bad. Something about space launches in Mystery to Madripoor that you never would have got. One word. Sotiera. Links all together. Slight problem. Okay. So Tierra gets mentioned once in page 2, in issue 2 of Claw as a Killer. Last issue Up and Lost. Is never actually referenced in Adamantium Agenda. And once in like issue 3 of Mystery of Madripoor. And you're supposed to tie all of this together from those disparate threads, but each one of them are blink and you'll miss the references. Even the worst episodes of CSI still managed to remind you a couple of times what was going on. And it's all supposed to tie together like this. Now I'm sure this scene looked great in Charles Soule's head, as in, you know, some kind of what's the movie with the pre-crime thing? Whatever. That this would all kind of and come together in all the lines, and it's So Tierra, which ought to be at the middle if it's the main thing of the. But the conspiracy doesn't make sense. If the conspiracy was just to bring back Wolverine, they've already got Wolverine. If the conspiracy is to kill off a bunch of people, you could have used those resources to kill off other people instead of bringing back Wolverine to kill off other people. Seems like a lot of wasted effort. And then we get a brief thing. Oh my god, they've launched some tungsten things from space because they couldn't get Brianna's space rocks. And they save everything, and it's a distraction because, oh, I've got this pack of kids. And one thing you're not supposed to do, and that's introduce a character in the last act of a story. We get this person. Hello, I'm Persephone. Who the fuck are you, Persephone? We haven't seen you anywhere. Anywhere. 15 issues. 15 issues. You appear after the staple in the one that wraps it up. We have no idea who you are, what your motivations are. You've not been referenced anywhere. It's like, oh, well, you've saved all these people, thanks. And so, and I'm happy you've saved the world. But if you come looking for Wolverine, I'm going to kill a bunch of people, and I can do that because I have the big DNA bank from Adamantium Agenda. You wouldn't need a big DNA bank to say, well, if you try to find Wolverine, I'll go track down 10 mutants and kill them. Can't be hard to find 10 mutants. The guy's got feathers growing out of his head. The guy's got a third asshole. Fairly easy to find him. You want your friends back? Stop looking. Doesn't work that way. These are X-Men. Okay? Kitty wouldn't stop. You know anything about the characters? None of these characters would actually stop. They would find some way. If you try to do this, I'll kill 10 people. And the heroes find a way to save all 11 people. That's what being a hero is. You find a way to save all 11. Not just sack one for the other 10. And on top of that, we know Wolvie's alive. He's got the glowing claws here, which didn't have when they showed him off in Claws of a Killer. Although, was he mad? If it's when he's mad, he wasn't mad in here. He was mind controlled in here. Why is he mind controlled here? Way too many questions. This did not wrap up at all to my satisfaction for the sheer amount of money I spent on this event. At all. However, if he's going to be a brainwashed assassin, at least now we understand why he's going to show up looking like he works at an Asian laundromat. Because it's not actually him, he's just mind controlled. And eventually, he'll come back to looking like the Wolvie we expect him to. Hopefully, not written by someone who thinks testosterone is an evil thing. Still hoping this pays out. Still hoping. I want Wolverine back. Favorite character. I went through all of this shit. Marvel, you owe me a good character. I've been sick all goddamn week. I'm going to go back to this is being zoned out on Dayquil, and hopefully have you something for a Wednesday when Comics Books comes out, when all the things I want to see. should show up. And I'll see you later.